ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Mix It Up Monday. My name's Amanda and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You can find me over on Scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Today I'm going to make a really easy card. Really quick card. I'm not even kidding. I'm using the Birthday Blooms. Beautiful stamp set. Absolutely love it. This, you can just do so much with it and it's absolutely stunning. And I'm going to try a technique called heat resist, emboss resist. It's not a new technique, I haven't made it up, it's an old technique, but I've not tried it before, so I thought I'd have a go. So I'm using this, I'm using it on plain white cardstock, and I've cut my base at 11.5 by 4, scored in the middle at 5 3/4. All measurements are always on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk, and that's a spare one in case I make a mess. And I am stamping on a very thin piece that's going to go down the middle, and this measures, I think, is it 2.5? I've forgotten. One shank goldfish bowl and it's gone. 2 3/4, I beg your pardon, 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, so it's the full length of the card, like a band, and underneath I'm going to put 2 thin slivers of this to make my paper go a bit further. And this is some beautiful new paper that is due out in the June catalogue, so I'm giving you a bit of a sneak peek, and it's called Colour Theory, and it is a 6 by 6 pad. I'll just give you a quick peek. One side looks like all different tones, and that's like a faded, like dark to light, like ombre effect. That looks like paint chips. And then the other side's like a crackle effect, and some have got more on than others. If you look at that, it's really pale. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. They do come loose, so I have bought these little tiny plastic Ziploc type folders to keep them in. Anyway, I'm waffling. So that's what I'm using. It's called Colour Theory, so watch out for it. So I'm just going to move my base to one side, and I'm going to start on my stamping layer. I'm using the Versamark. I'm just going to dust buddy it. I always make a mess with this stuff, it goes everywhere. I think I use too much, but it does make a difference. I was like, oh, that's not going to do anything, but it actually does. I'm using quite a large block. This is block E, because it's quite a lovely large stamp, as this one. So I'm just going to mount my stamp. Oops. I'm going to mount it. I don't care if it's not straight, because I'm not going to stamp straight. So I'm going to put lots and lots and lots and lots of Versamark on. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it just in the middle on the wonk. Am I? I shall have it. No, I'm going to have it. I'll have it at an angle. Just to make it a bit more interesting. In fact, I think I'll stamp more than one. I'll do one there, I think, and then I will re-ink it, and I'll do another one. Just turn it and do another one. Or shall I have it that way? Just trying to fit it in, you know, around what's already been stamped. I'll have it that way. There. So you won't be able to see anything yet. I can just very, very slightly see the embossing ink. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to put my lid on there. And then I'm going to bring over my clear embossing powder and sprinkle it on. I need my heat gun, don't I? Heat gun. I'll just reach for it. And I just use this little beading tray. I think it's for beads, these little trays. You just got to be careful you don't put your fingerprints all over, or else your embossing powder will stick to your fingerprints instead of your, what do you call it, your image. Now this embossing powder, I have kind of mixed it up myself. It's a mixture of clear Stampin' Up embossing powder and Dazzling Diamonds, which is the Stampin' Up fine glitter, and I've mixed it up. I think 2 parts embossing powder to 1 part glitter, so you want more embossing powder on than glitter, else it won't stick. Just having a look, seeing if there's any bits stuck on there that I don't want stuck on. I'm happy with that, I think. Just that bit there, get off. Don't want that bit there, and either you can get off. Right, I'm happy with that now. And I'll just move that right out of the way, or else, knowing me, I'll knock it over. So I'm going to switch on my heat gun now, so if it's a bit noisy, turn it down. Just wait while it heats up. And then set this embossing ink. I'll just be quiet a minute while it's doing this. Make most of it because I'm not quiet very often. Okay, that's set, that one. Let's do the other side. It is a very, 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 very basic, very easy but very effective technique for you to try. Give it a go and have a mess about and you'll love it. You know, I like cards that are a bit more than just, you know, sticking stuff on or just doing one stamp. Want a bit more than one swirl. Right, so now I'm going to bring in these two colours, which are the new ink colours. It's warped on my paper, that. Hold on a minute. That's bothering me. I'm going to have to take it off. It's warped to my paper. Oh, I can't. It doesn't matter. I forgot I've sellotaped it to death, so it don't move. So I'm bringing in these two new inks, Berry Burst and Powder Pink. And obviously the Berry Burst is what colour this is on the crackle I'm going to use. And I'm going to use just sponge daubers, the little finger ones, rather than the big sponges. So I'm hoping for quite a subtle inking. And I'm going to go dark to light. So really I should start light and then go to dark, shouldn't I? It will be easier than trying to blend the other way around. So I'm just going to, can you see? So I'm starting at what I'm classing, this is my bottom. Or shall I have that as my top? No, I'll have it that way because then that flowers that way up. So this is my bottom. So I'm going to start with Powder Pink. I'm actually going to look for my, I need a slippery mat. Where's my slippery mat gone? I'll have to use this one instead. I'll just use this. It's just a sheet of laminated. But I just find it easier when I've got a slider surface to ink with rather than my paper. So I just want some more of that ink taken off. And just gently inking over that. And then you will see that it will ink but leave behind the embossed flower. Okay. Go in a circular motion. Give you a more even coverage if you go in a circular motion. Okay, I want it a bit darker on the corner. And then up to light. And you just mess about until you get the look that you like. Okay. Am I happy with that? I think so. And then I'm going to go the other way and I'm going to use Berry Burst. And this is quite a rich colour, so I'm being careful because I don't want too much on. In fact, I've got a bit much there. Let me just try and get some off. There we go. Nice circular motions. You don't need millions of colours. Just two. Just work with two. Not wrong with limiting your colour palette and then you know they're going to match. That's what I say. Okay, just blend that into the other colour. A bit more on there. And then I want it darker in the corner. in like an arched sort of thing. And then I'm just going to put some more on here in an arch. And then let me move that now. Let that dry a bit. Let me just give it a bit of a whiz. Just to dry the ink. I don't want to remelt that embossing powder. I just want to dry my ink. And then you get it, some kind of a wipe or a cloth. Very gently. Just wipe over your embossed areas. If it wets your ink, just make it look like it's part of the plan. If you just go around carefully in a circular motion, that'll take that ink off, but you don't want to wet that bit too much and have all your ink running. Okay, these baby wipes are a bit on the wet side. Just gently rub it over that one and it just removes that ink there. I'm just going to do a bit more blending here. I want a bit more blending there. There we go. I like that now. I'm happy with that. I'll stop messing about with it. Ugh, my nose is itching. Didn't want to shut then, that didn't. I'll have to shut my ink pads because otherwise I put my arm in them and I have ink all up my arms. So I'm going to bring my card base back in and I've got my 2 strips which I'm going to stick on. I'm going to use Fast Fuse. No, I'm not. I'm lying. I'm using Snail. On that. I want it right up to the edge. Okay, let me open it up and then I can see what I'm doing better. Right to the crease and right to the edge of the card. So if you're not very good at seeing things close up like me, just do it a little bit at a time, like so. Yeah, I've snailed the desk there. I've missed the paper and snailed the blooming desk. Never mind. Again, go right up to the crease and try and keep it flush with the edge of your card, a little bit at a time. There we go. So that's my paper layer. I'm just giving that a bit of a... Could do with ironing. It's gone a bit warped, but not to worry because we're going to put dimensionals. Some dimensionals on it. Don't know if it's going to stay how I want it because it's... Yes, it is. It'll be fine. So, if we put one at each corner, it'll just give it a bit of a lift then on the card, rather than it being flat. I'll be quite generous with these. It'd be better with some like dimensional tape. It'd be more economical. I'm being quite generous because my paper has just slightly, for some reason, warped. Probably because I've added the baby white, which maybe I should have dried out a bit first. But it'll be fine. Don't matter. I'd shoot upstairs and iron it, but I have all on ironing my clothes, never mind bits of paper. Right, so now I want to try and get this sort of central without getting my big messy hair in the camera. Is that about right? I think that's about right. And I'll just press that down. Find them dimensionals and give them a press. And we've got quite a cute, really original background there, because you've made it yourself. It's not a DSP, you've not copied it off an order, you've done it yourself, and that's what I like. I'm just going to do a little sentiment here. I wonder if I could fit it there. Let's have a look. I'm going to do this one in... What am I going to do it in fact, do you know what? I'm not going to put a sentiment on the front. I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I frequently do. And I'm going to use this inside instead. And it says, happiest of birthdays. And I'll pretend it's somebody's birthday. I have quite a lot of birthday cards to make, so it will get used. So I'm lining it up on my grid block. And I think I'm going to go for Berry Burst because it's a lovely cheerful colour. So let me just ink that up. I'm going to practice stamp it to make sure it's kind of straight. Let's have a look. Yep. And then I'll just find roughly, let me get my card straight. Oh, I've put ink on there now. Oh well, pretend that's not there. And I'm just going to stamp the sentiment in the middle, on the inside. I'll send it to my friend Karen, she won't mind. She gets all my rejects. There you go. What a lovely sentiment. What's that on there? Bit of snail. Just got that little bit of ink. That's why you need to be careful. But I think that's a really pretty effect. Go and have a play. Heat embossed resist. Great fun. Bye for now.